What is up, YouTube? It's RadCrochet, and today I'm back with my favorite tutorial ever. It's for a crochet watermelon necklace. So for this you can use any small threads you like, but I'm using embroidery thread. I've got white, red and green. That's all you're going to need. And for the hook I will be using a 1.10mm hook. However, depending on your thread size, I mean, you can go way thinner than this, but if I went any thinner, it'd be hard to show you on camera what I was doing. So, of course, the finer you want it, the finer your thread and hook will be. So, let's get started. To get started, get your red thread, pinch it like so, and wrap it around your finger like that. Now get your hook, put it through the bottom, so all the way at the bottom. Grab the top one, loop it around like so, get your working yarn and pull it through that loop. And there you have your magic circle. So into this magic circle, we will work 6 single crochets. Okay, so go in there, pull your yarn through, 2 loops on your hook and pull through. That's 1 single crochet. Now don't do this too tight, otherwise it will be difficult to work into for the other rounds. That's my second one. That's my third one. That's my fourth one. That's my fifth. And that's my sixth. Right? Because I want this watermelon necklace to be very tiny and delicate, I'm just going to stick to 6. So what you're going to do now is pull this and turn this into a circle. Right, I'm going to bring this close to camera now. So go back on top of the first single crochet you did. Now I've got to warn you, the finer hooks are a bit difficult to work with, but patience will help you out here. So I'm just going to do a slip stitch. So all I've done is a magic loop and worked 6 single crochets in it, and I'm finishing off with a slip stitch. There we go. Right, so we've got 6 single crochets, and now you're going to do 2 single crochets in each of those 6 single crochets. So I'm going to start by chain 1, and now go into the same bit. I know this is difficult to see, but just imagine you were crocheting a bigger circle, going to the same area you just came out of, and do another single crochet. So 1, and then let's move on to the next one and do 2 single crochets in there. 1, 2. Now I'll show you where I'm doing these single crochets. You see this top bit right here? You know when you put your hook in, you get that V look? I'm doing it right there. So go into your next one, do 2 single crochets. Right, so we've got 2, 4, 6 single crochets. We need 12 in total. So go into the next one, do 2 single crochets. Perfect. Into the next one, 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's important to count because while I'm speaking I'm actually losing count. So I'm going to do my last 2 single crochets in here. 1 and 2. Right, we're going to do one more round of the red. So in the next round, so let's quickly slip stitch over here. So that's our first single crochet you did. There we go. So that round's now finished. We need to do one more round. So chain 1 And what we're going to do is 2 single crochets in one, and then 1 single crochets in the next one, 2 single crochets in one, 1 single crochet in the next one. So it's just going to be an increase, 2 1 2 1. So in the first one, I'm going to work my second one because I count that chain 1 as 1, and the next one I'm just going to do 1. Next one, do 2 single crochets, next one, do 1 single crochet. You'll be glad to know that this is the last round of red. Next one, do 2 single crochets, 1 2. I'm so sorry if this is difficult to see, but it's for up to here the pattern is very basic. And then in the next one I'll do 2, in the next one I'll do 1, in the next one I'll do 2, in the next one I'll do 1. This is pretty much like crocheting a flat circle except with a smaller thread and color changes, and that's all. Right. So I've reached the end. I'm just going to count quickly how much I've done, and I'll come back to you and I'll show you how to add the next color on. Right, so I have 18 in total, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So now you're going to find the first chain you did and just slip stitch into there. Cotton can sometimes be very difficult to work with, so real patience if you're making this necklace. So I've done my slip stitch, and I'm just going to cut my yarn. So I've cut it. I'm just going to pull this all the way through like so, and then I'm going to go from the back and pull that yarn to the back. Right. This is the reason why it's difficult to work with cotton yarn, because it splits. So, pulled it all to the back. Should look like this. And because we're going to fold it into a watermelon slice, I'm not really too worried about the back and how it's going to look. So I'm just going to tie some knots here to secure this. I'm going to tie 3, and then I'll cut this off. Like so. Right, on to our next color, and that is white, and we're just going to do another increase. So we're going to do 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. So you get the gist. It's just an increase. So 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. So let's demonstrate that here. So I'm going to go from the back and pull my white thread through. I'm just going to tie that right on. Right, so let's do our single crochet, and then in the same area do another single crochet. So 2 single crochets, and then in here single crochet in the next one, and then single crochet in the one after. Just repeat this basically. So in the next one, 2 single crochets, 1, whoops, and 2, and in the next one 1 single crochet, and in the next one 1 single crochet. So the next one, 2 single crochets, and the next one 1 single crochet, and the next one 1 single crochet. So in the next one, 2 single crochets. Now I'm trying not to skip any bits here because I really want you to see the full tutorial, especially when you have to focus this much. Right, in the next one, 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet. In the next one, 2, 1, 2, and in the next one, 1 single crochet, next one, 1 single crochet. Right, in the next one, 2 single crochets, nearly there. The next one, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. Looks like we have one more left, so I'm just going to add 2 single crochets in there. Right, so now I'm going to show you another way to switch colors without having to cut off and tie on. What you're going to do is go into the first stitch you did here, actually get your next color, which is the green. This is going to be our last round. And what you're going to do is, when you put your hook in here to do a slip stitch, right? Sorry, got distracted there. So instead of bringing that white color back, you need to bring the green one through and slip stitch like so, and then chain 1. If you found that method too difficult, just use the method I used here, where you tie off and you add the other color on separately. So I'm just going to quickly sort these threads out over here. So I no longer need the white yarn. Cut that off, put that to the side. I've got green, white, so I'm just going to grab all of these, and I'm actually just going to tie a knot of them all together. One and 2. I think 2 knots will do. Just to be safe, I think I'll do a third. So I'm going to cut all that off without losing my So cut these 2 off and this one. Now you could deal with that all in the end, but I like to just deal with it as I'm going through with it. Right, so this one is going to be very similar, where it's just an increase. So in the first one, do 2 single crochets, and in the next one, do 1 single crochet, then 1 single crochet in the next one, and then 1 single crochet in the next one, and then in that one do 2 single crochets. So it's just another increase as it would be doing a flat circle. So in the next one, in the next 3, do 1 single crochet. You could see how this is turning out to be a lovely little watermelon. So in the next one, 2 single crochets. And then in the next 3, 1 single crochet. And then when you reach there, 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and in the next 3, 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and in the next one 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and in the next 3, 1 single crochets. I know I'm being a bit repeating myself. I don't quite know how to pronounce the other word. I really struggle with it, but yes, I know I'm repeating myself, but I think there's some beginners that really like my videos when I don't skip any instructions or rounds, and I thought this one is one of those videos where you really have to focus on each round. So 2 and 3, and in that last one I'm just gonna add 2 single crochets. Bear in mind, if you're creating an earring set of these watermelons, the stitches have to be exactly the same on all of them, because otherwise your earrings, one will be too small and one will be too big. So I'm just going to go into the top of this chain. So I'm going to skip this first one. You could do it in this first one, but I think it's a bit neater if I go into this second stitch. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch. And actually, because this is the last round, I'm going to go into the next one and do a slip stitch again. And in the next one and do a slip stitch again. Like so. So I'm actually going to leave a long piece of thread here, because this is what we're going to use to join the slice. So pull it through and just make sure you have a long piece of thread. Wonder if I can get all mine on camera, like so. So essentially we're just going to add the seeds and then fold it, and with this thread we're going to sew the sides together. So let me show you how to add the seeds. So all you're going to do is get a needle and put a long black thread through it. This thread needs to be enough to make all your seeds. And then what you're going to do is just work in a round circle. The more coordinated these seeds are, the better it'll look. So I'm just going to go into here and then go back. And then I'll do that 2 times in the same area to make 1 seed. You can use thicker thread if you want. So I'm just going to go back in there. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to skip this hole and move on to the next hole. So I'm trying to do it in a nice pattern, so it looks better, the end result looks better. So I've tried doing it a bit scattered and it did not look good. Don't worry too much about how the back of it looks, because we will fold this. So I'm going to skip that hole and go into this one. So 1. So I'm going to do all of these and come back to you, otherwise the video is very long right now and I don't want it to be too long. Right, so I've done all my seeds and I've cut the thread off. I'm just going to go back here and just tie these 2 together. Just so, because I don't want the seeds coming loose. And I want it to be secure. It's a bit iffy, but I'm going to tie it together, do a knot, and come back. Right, so I've got all that. Now the last step is I'm just going to move this inwards. Now the last step is to fold your melon in half, like so. And then I don't have a thinner darning needle, so I'm just going to use this very thick one and try my best to show you how to do this bit. So put your darning needle through, and now we're going to use this thread to, first of all, I'm going to go up here, and all you're going to do is just sew the top stitches together. So grab the top two, like so, grab the top two. I mean, I wish I had a thinner needle, but I don't know where I've put them. But hopefully you get the gist of what I'm doing. Just the top two. It makes it look cleaner, to be honest, doing it this way. I've tried other ways, and it just didn't look right, you know? So keep doing this until you reach the end. I mean, if I definitely had a thinner darning needle, this would be looking neater. Right, so when you get to the end, you just need to secure it, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So what I do is I just put my needle through one bit and pull it out the other bit. And don't pull too tight, otherwise the shape will be lost and look a little bit bent. So just going to do that same thing. I'm just going to keep doing that until I feel that my watermelon is secure enough. There we go. And then just pull it through and tie this bit off. For the last bit, you need some jewelry making equipment and a jump ring and a necklace. So this is what your little watermelon will look like. I mean, how cute is that? What we're going to do is get our jump ring and our tools and open this jump ring like so. And then I'm going to try and squeeze it through the top of my watermelon so it fits in like so. So I'll show you. Okay, so essentially you want your jump ring like that. It was very difficult to show on camera. Then get your necklace, hook it onto your necklace, and then close the jump ring. These necklaces were so popular at my craft fair, and they sold out so quick. Right, so that's your necklace done. I've been wanting to film this forever, so I'm so glad I've done it now, and it's so cute. So if you make one, make sure you tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your little watermelon necklaces. They're super cute for summer, when summer's coming up in 2020. So anyway, comment, like this video, make sure you click subscribe, because I will be coming back with more of these lovely tutorials.